Take the first step towards online privacy. Get NordVPN.
Tell us a bit about Spk.network.
Spk.network.
What's happening, where it's at.
Yeah. So basically, what you've got HIVE, and HIVE's a really great account system for exactly what I just said. It's got a distribution system in terms of the proof of brain upvote mechanism for distributing the token, but it's really good at storing text. But it's not obviously great at storing videos because videos can't really go on blockchains. It's just too data intensive. So because we were in a video platform, we were like, well, we need to build ourselves out of this. We need to get rid of our centralized point of failure, right? So we kind of spent a lot of time researching Arweave and researching Filecoin and all these different projects, and we kind of took the best bits of them and we figured out the most simplified way of building a video storage system on IPFS that rewards people for running IPFS nodes for storing videos. And then now we've added, other nodes like if people want to help people run content delivery systems that makes the videos play more smoothly, basically, or if people want to run encoder systems that help other people encode. These are all things that we've been doing in a centralized way, but that makes us a centralized point of failure. So now we've built systems out where the community can do all of that peer-to-peer, and by doing it, the system tracks what they're doing, and they get rewarded in governance tokens for doing that, which is the Speak token. So this idea was pitched to the HIVE community about 6 months ago, but we formulated it a year ago, and the HIVE community loved it, and they decided to direct some of their proposal fund to this project. So we've now been fully funded back in September, and it's not funded by any venture capital. It's a decentralized decision on a decentralized chain, so we're not beholden to anyone but the HIVE community in terms of execution of this project, and it will bolt on next to HIVE and complement HIVE because HIVE's really good at text storage. This will be really good at storing other things as well as text, and it will be able to incentivize that layer. So it'll be like an incentivized layer for Web3. And the first app to run on that will be 3speak.tv. But we also have d.buzz, which will be a Twitter app running on that. We also have an NFT platform that's being built on it. We have another game called Ragnarok, which is similar to Steam, to Splinterlands, which is the world's biggest play-to-earn game at the moment. It's a similar model, but we're going to run it on the Speak network to prove that we can run games on there. And yeah, it's just kind of slowly starting to build traction. It's really beautiful because you often struggle in these projects to find the people that you need and things, but there's a certain moment where it's a critical mass and people start approaching you, and we've managed to build a really nice team of people that can execute this work, and they all believe, they all understand what we're doing here, preserving free speech and making sure that free speech, the regulation and execution of free speech is on a truly distributed layer. So then the next phase of the Speak network right now is we're building out the nodes, so people can run peer-to-peer, all this stuff peer-to-peer. And then following that, we'll build out the tokenization system. We're running test nets at the moment on a DEX on a protocol called PeerPlays, which we're going to use initially for our token system. And they also are built on Graphene, which is a similar technology to HIVE. And then the next step is we're about to do our token drop to the HIVE community. So anyone that holds HIVE on January the 6th, we will take a snapshot of your HIVE or your HIVE power balances in your account. And then every month you'll have to claim that token. And so and that token is the miner token. So instead of having a physical miner rig, you have a token inside the network, and you stake that token and you can run a node and you can earn mining rewards. So the idea behind that is we know that HIVE is distributed. We know it's been distributed for about 5 years now using the proof of brain distribution mechanism. So we're fairly happy it's a decentralized ecosystem. We think we know the biggest stakeholder's got about 2.3%, and he's anonymous. No one knows who he is. And then the next 2 or 3 have got like 1 or 2% of the token each. And then it drops off after that. So there's no entity that's got 20% of the supply that can be compromised. So we're going to drop the miner tokens to that community. And then after that, after say 6 months or so, we'll kick the mining of the governance token off, and you'll basically have to stake those miner tokens and run either an encoder node or a storage node or a content delivery node, which will make it really easy. So we'll build all the technical stuff into the node. You download the node, you run it from your local computer. And you can also run a bit more hardcore in terms of running it on your own dedicated servers if you want as well. So then people will be able to compete fairly to get their hands on the governance token and provide value to the ecosystem via infrastructure in a peer-to-peer way, which basically builds 3Speak out of the system and really decentralizes what we're doing.
That sounds fabulous. And I'm sure there are people who are perking up. I mean, I did another airdrop, fabulous. And a decentralized, I like the notion of it being as decentralized as it is, and it really does spread it far and wide, and then people are incentivized to take part and participate. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we won't give ourselves any of the Speak Governance token any more than anyone else will get. There's guys in the Hive network that will get more mining tokens than we will, and they haven't even done a day's worth of work in this. But the idea is, the theory is that this token's been distributed for 5 years now. So generally, the smart guys in the ecosystem, the valuable people, have got most of the token now. And so, yeah, if you drop to these people, and now you've given them an incentive to get involved in the project and earn some value from it. So they'll, hopefully we'll get a few of them who come across. And then the tokens that aren't claimed, because there's obviously going to be a certain portion of the tokens that aren't claimed, they will go into a DAO, and then the community will be able to vote on how those tokens are distributed. So what we're hoping is that the community may make proposals to attract someone like a BitChute or a BitTube to come across and have a look at integrating some of this technology into what they're doing, and then provide their own infrastructure to the network, which is what they're already doing anyway on their own centralized systems. They store videos, they run content delivery networks, they encode videos. So it's the same thing they're already doing. And it's like, how much work is this really for you guys to implement into what you're doing, and then benefit from all the Web3 tools and have a truly distributed network where the community is storing the videos for you. And it's in a decentralized way, and then you get rewarded for basically doing the same thing you were doing in the first place. And you don't have to spend 6 months or a year to build all of this decentralized infrastructure out yourself, spend hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars on the engineering hours for it, because it will have already been done on the Speak network. And then it's just a case of you as the platform integrating it over a couple of weeks instead of over a 6-month period on your own back.
That sounds fabulous. That's really, really fabulous. I'm going to have the links to Spk.network in the description below, so people want to get involved, and also the links to 3speak.tv, so you can go check that out, including my channel. Any last words? Anything else you want to say before we finish up?
Yeah, I mean, this crazy world that we're going into, I'm sure there's a lot of people that exist purely in the old paradigm, in the traditional economy, and it must feel like the walls are closing in. And it would do to me for sure. And I'm just really grateful that we can work on this Web3 world, on this new world, and really make sure it's decentralized. Really, not give ourselves any pre-mines or bring in any venture capital, and do it with these new tools that we can, where we can self-fund by the community, print our own money effectively, not our own money, but the community's money, and then distribute it to fund our projects, and really preserve free speech. And as a result, going forward, this is now a new paradigm where people will be able to voluntarily get involved, voluntarily share their passions online and earn and monetize it, and be able to be regulated by the community rather than by a Zuckerberg or a Dorsey that just changes their mind from time to time and just censors you for saying things that you may not agree with them, and they get rid of your account. Well, that's not going to be possible with this technology, and so it really represents a light at the end of the tunnel. It's a distant light, but it's getting fast. It's getting closer very, very quickly, and hopefully it will help lift a lot of people out of very difficult situations over the next couple of years, as they suffer from the oppression that the current paradigm's putting on them with these crazy rules that are happening.
Yes, which will end, by the way. But that's a separate conversation.
Well, we need the tools, and if we can have a tool like this and various other tools in the real world where people can go peer-to-peer direct and cut out these middlemen who are trying to oppress everyone now, we can really have a fighting chance. And so, yeah, I'm just really glad to be able to be part of it and share this stuff with people like you. And hopefully win the battle over the coming months and years.
Yes. Matt, thank you so much. Everybody who's watching, if you have any comments or questions, put them in the description below. Go check out the links. And between now and when I see you next, please keep filling your pockets with crypto profits. This is Crypto Rich and Crypto Matt signing out. All the best. Bye-bye.